the most impactful statements I've heard on setting and maintaining a positive daily schedule and achieving the discipline required to do so is from Dr. Jordan Peterson. When asked about daily routines, he essentially said that the goal in a daily routine is to give you your version of the best possible day. To find ourselves energized and with a deep sense of accomplishment when we clock out for the day. Too often, however, when we try to dominate our day, we find ourselves more exhausted and overwhelmed at the end of the day than when we started. That's definitely not the goal. So today, I want to walk you through 10 of the biggest life hacks I use consistently to dominate myself and my day for maximum efficiency and impact. Why are we stopping to talk about this? Well, with the start of the new year, many of us go out and set some resolutions, some goals that we want to accomplish for the year. But usually, the majority of us give those up before February. So we need a new system. And if you're wanting to be the best dominant that you've ever been this year, if you want to be the best leader that you've ever been this year, you need to know how to lead yourself. You need to know how to dominate yourself before you can dominate or lead any partner. You're submissive. Think about that. If you don't have the skills necessary and the disciplines necessary to do what it takes to grow yourself every day, how are you going to help your submissive grow? If you're unregulated and undisciplined, how can you expect your submissive to be regulated and disciplined and obedient? See what I'm saying? So that is why we need to adjust our mentality a bit, dominance. When we call ourselves dominants, we need to know what that means. We are leaders. We are here to grow a submissive, to lead a submissive. And that requires that we be in control of ourselves, that we be the best possible version of ourselves so that our submissive could be the best possible version of themselves. So, dominance, our first thing when we're kind of readjusting this system to go from New Year's resolutions to systematic goals is to write them down clearly. That's the first thing. You cannot achieve what is not defined. So, dominance, be very clear, very specific with yourself. Where do you want to be better this year? Is there a skill that you want to develop? Is there a communication technique that needs to happen in your dynamic? Is there some training with your submissive that needs to happen that you've been putting off? What is it? If this goal was reached this year, it would be like a catalyst, a trickle-down effect that would just blossom into all of these other life-giving, wonderful results. So what if you just had to pick one goal, dominance? What would that be? And when we are specifically listing out our goals, make sure they are SMART goals. And by that, I mean make sure they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. What specifically do you want to achieve in yourself or in your dynamic? How are you going to measure it? Is it actually attainable for you or your submissive to do? Is it relevant to your dynamic and what you want to achieve in your life and with your partner? And in what time frame will you accomplish that? Now, the next way we are going to dominate ourselves and our day is to set and maintain boundaries according to your core values. Okay? Boundaries do not make you a bad person. Boundaries make you a healthy person. And if you call yourself a dominant, yet you do not have very clear boundaries that you are willing to uphold, you are not being very dominant at all. Boundaries are important. Knowing what you will and will not tolerate in your life allows you to flow with confidence and creativity. All right, you know, this is what I'm going to tolerate, this is what I'm not. If this is what I'm tolerating and all of this is in alignment with my core values and something comes into my sphere of influence or my submissive sphere of influence that does not align with our core values, with your core values, with your core values for your dynamic, etc., then that's a very easy fix. eliminate it, kick it out, okay? That is the power of boundaries. Boundaries free you up to flow with full confidence and creativity. And that's one thing that I get asked a lot is, how do I get this creativity to flow to create scenes, new scene ideas? And that's a whole different video for a different time, but this is part of it. You have to have the room in your life to be creative. And part of where we get this room is through our boundaries, knowing exactly where our fence line is, and this is what we're letting in, and this is what we will not tolerate for the betterment of ourselves and our dynamic. Another important one is to craft a morning routine that serves your goals and plan for it the night before to minimize temptations or distractions. Okay, now, since starting this business, my morning routine has become like sacred space. When I was working for someone else, 9 to 5, things like that, it wasn't as important. But since I have so much to manage now, my morning routine is like my sacred space. And Dominance, I would encourage you to make your morning routine your sacred space as well, because this is also part of the freeing up some mental space to be creative, to plan new scenes, okay? That morning routine is my sacred space where I don't have to deal with work, my submissive, anything like that. This space is mine, and it's sacred, and protect it, because what you're doing by creating this sacred space and protecting it is you're protecting your mind. You're protecting your creative capacity, which is everything as a dominant. My next tip is to use a real alarm clock and leave your phone in another room until after your morning routine is complete. This is huge. Leave your phone in another room until after your morning routine is complete, and use a proper alarm clock to wake up. Radical concept, I know. But what this will do is, again, minimize the risk of temptation or distractions, okay? If you are waking up and the second you wake up, you reach for your phone, the second you wake up, before your mind has even had a chance to really get fully present, you're on your phone, you're scrolling through social media, that is not healthy. And that is not going to help you dominate yourself, your day, or your submissive. So leave it in another room. Get a little old school, get a proper alarm clock, all right? This next one is really radical. You ready? But I swear by this one. Make your phone a phone. Make your phone a phone again. And what I mean by that is, what I did a while ago is I went through my iPhone and I deleted all of the apps, all the time waster apps, everything that was not absolutely necessary for my life to function. For instance, I can call and I can text, and I have my email on my phone. I also have, banking apps and things like that, investment apps, things like that. There's no social media apps on my phone. There are no games on my phone. And my phone usage has gone down to literally just when I'm really even texting someone, calling someone, or maybe checking emails. But I even try not to check emails on my phone. That's how savage I was, because working from home, having your own business, you need to focus. And Dominance, you know this. If you've been in the lifestyle long enough, you know that when you're in a scene, you need to focus. You need intense focus. You need to watch your submissives' micro expressions and their breathing and their body language. That takes mindfulness. That takes focus. So this would be a great exercise for you if you struggle with that. Make your phone a phone, okay? And the next one is very similar. Turn your phone on airplane mode when you are working or doing important tasks. So I was actually in a mentor session the other day, and my client, who's in her early 20s, her phone went off and she, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I said, well, just turn it on airplane mode next time. That's what I do. And I heard her breath catch. She was like, what? Aren't you missing out on everything? And that's the point. Sometimes we need to miss out on distractions to pursue what really matters. And that's all it is. It's just distractions. And so maybe try that out sometimes, dominance. If you're feeling like you can't get grounded, if you can't focus, if you can't really plan a scene and get creative and be present with your submissive, take note of how much you're here, you're on your phone, you're not locked into the physical realm. And these last 2 tips have really helped me be more grounded back in the physical realm again. You also want to feed your focus. Not feed your distractions, feed your focus. And what I mean by this is consume content that aligns with your core values and that can help you reach your goals. I may be washing my face and doing my skincare or doing yoga or juicing, but I'm still listening to podcasts. I'm still listening to content, consuming content that can help me be a better dominant, be a better leader, be better in business, be a better communicator. Like, I am constantly engaging in content that is aligning with my core values and that helps me reach my goals. What does that also mean? It means I'm saying no to a lot of other things. I'm saying no to social media a lot. I'm saying no to mindless TV or games or frivolous conversations a lot. And I'm feeding my focus. And dominance, when you feed your focus, your leadership begins to blossom, your authority begins to blossom, your confidence begins to blossom. Feed your focus. I would also encourage you to set designated work hours and honor them. Okay, dominance, this I know is tricky, especially if you have your own business or you work from home. Setting designated hours and honoring them will save your mental health, will save your emotional health, and will save the health of your dynamic. Because there will be time for work, there will be time for rest, and then there'll be time to play. But if you're constantly exhausted and you are not giving yourself the permission to rest, which is our next point that goes right along with it, if you are not maintaining those work-life boundaries and that balance, you're not giving yourself permission to rest, of course you're gonna feel exhausted. Of course you're gonna feel run down. Of course you're gonna feel bitter and just like, I have nothing to give. And we don't want that. We want you to stay in this really powerful, excited, dominant place where if you want to have a scene, it's not a mental drain to try to come up with ideas. You're just inspired because you're energized and you're rested. So, dominance, are you doing any of these things already? And if so, how has it worked out for you? Do you have any other methods that help you dominate your day? If so, comment below and let me know. And if you found this content helpful, be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell so you'll never miss a post, and comment below with any questions you would like me to answer in an upcoming video.